Today we received a request to review Gyroid Gifts. So this website specializes in apparel for Animal Crossing for the Nintendo. So let's get right down to business. So first off, notice at the bottom of your page here, you can get rid of that powered by Shopify super easily. We do have a tutorial on our YouTube channel on how to go about that. Um, since we're at the bottom of the page here, uh, I think it's great that you have the different quick links here. For some reason, I noticed they kind of vibrate a little bit. Sometimes I don't know. It's happened to me a couple times where these things have kind of like vibrated up and down. It seems a little bit strange there. Um, this is a little bit empty there. If you're gonna split these into two columns, then I suggest splitting it into two columns. Uh, there's a couple things in here that are, directly to different collections and whatnot, whereas you should have more information on, about us. Like this information here, I would highly recommend putting it in the quick links there. That would be a better means of doing it. Typically, you don't have direct links to your different collections within there. See, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's happened a couple times that things are vibrating. I don't know why, and I don't know how to help you out with that. That's definitely an issue with your theme coding. So, yeah, I don't know what to suggest there. It's great that you have the different social media connections there. Make sure that these are live and active, and you can definitely sell via Instagram. I definitely recommend putting Facebook in there. Facebook is very good both for ads as well as Facebook Marketplace as a means of selling your merchandise. I'm quite happy that you do have a newsletter in the footer there. That is exceptionally useful because that's going to be on every page. You might want to have a call to action, at the top of your page here with, newsletter sign up, perhaps with an incentive such as something like, like 20% off your first purchase, something to that extent, because you do want to pull people into your newsletter because that can help get them more involved. As long as you're not, spamming them with messages and whatnot. I'm still seeing this, vibration happening, in the footer of your menu. So there's obviously there's something going on here that I can't figure out. So um, anyway, since we're also at the bottom here, I don't really like this part here. It's way too wide for a newsletter sign up. Plus, you do have a newsletter sign up there. I recommend just getting rid of this newsletter sign up here, having a pop-up notification because it's a great call to action, and then also having the availability for it in the footer. Also, like this is impossible to see just with the color scheme that's currently there. So honestly, in general, I just say remove this. Make sure that your Mail Munch account is properly connected to your newsletter. Sign up there, um, and yeah, that'll definitely help. So let's take a look at the top of your landing page. So there's some good things and some bad things. I think that the top here is awesome. Yeah, there's nothing to report there. I do like how things are organized with your header here. You do have valuable drop downs. Perhaps for your plushies, you might want to specify a bit more about which game they're coming from. I know you specialize in Animal Crossing, but there are a couple other games that you do seem to provide different accessories for. At the same time, plushies might be fine by themselves. Uh, this brings me to your hero banner here. And I don't like this hero banner because it doesn't show me anything about your products and what you sell. You need to assume that your customers have a very short attention span and they need to be, immediately pulled in. You got about 3 seconds, maybe up to 5 seconds in order to be able to grab a customer's attention and to actually pull them into your store. If you don't do that within that time period, they're going to leave, they're going to go somewhere else. So instead of having, it's great that you're advertising free shipping. You might want to have that as like a bar at the top there or some other notification. But what I want to see here is I want to see your products. So I want to see, the plushies because, that seems to be something that's very viable. I want to see, more professional looking pictures. I want to see, this in real life. You want to show right away, right at the start, what you're selling, how it looks like, in everyday life. You really want to try and pull in people. And telling me about free shipping is not telling me about your product at all. I mean, this advertisement, nobody's going to be reading all that, especially on your hero banner. And then last one there, it's same sort of deal. They're not going to read this and try and get things that way. You could have something like this maybe lower down or somewhere else. Um, but yeah, you need to change up your hero banner here so that it just has your products. You really need to capture people's attention right off the bat. Scrolling down here, I think this is fine. This is great. It tells people what you're about. I mean, you can always reword it if you want. I don't see anything wrong with it, to be honest. And it does tell people what you guys are about. Now, I might recommend putting something like, this, which, try and create a collection for your most popular products. And I would say put that either in between your hero banner and what you guys are about. That's probably the best way because then it displays your product selections right away. Either that or put it under here. I do suggest putting it in this section here because you do want to be able to pull people in. You could have this if you'd like because this is well organized. So you could put that one there instead, but it's really up to you. You want to make sure that you don't do too many of these because then it can start to lose attention, or if you are, split it up. Um, this doesn't really add too much to your store. Um, if people are coming here from Animal Crossing, they know what it looks like. And instead of, having pictures of the game, you really want to have more pictures of your products. So I would suggest probably getting rid of the slideshow. There's already a lot going on in your store. Like I said, you probably want to remove one or two of these rows there. In terms of things to add, you might want to do something like a blog and perhaps keep that up to date with the most recent patches, short-term seasonal gifts or skins for the game. You could keep it up to date and keep people up to date because having an active blog keeps people and keeps pulling people back to your store. So that's something I would definitely recommend doing. So let's look at your collection page here. So this particular theme actually does pull your product tags and uses it so that people can click on those in order to sort your different products. And because of that, you're going to need to go through your products and update your tags so that they are professional and that they're also merged together. So you want to have things like capital letters for the start of each of these guys here. Also, I was noticing, I think it was, yeah, under phone accessories here, I believe. So, you've got AirPods, AirPods, AirPods. You need to consolidate those under one thing. Similarly, you've got, iPhone. You need to make sure that all of these product tags are consolidated so that you don't have multiples of the same one. And like I said, make sure that you do have them capitalized so that they look a little bit more professional. So looking at one of your products now, let's take a look at this Animal Crossing, the Goldie plush. I don't know why you have all these other product pictures of plushies that are not sold through this page. Like there's only this guy here. So you have all these unnecessary photos that aren't related to the product that you're actually selling. I mean, maybe you could include this just to show that there's other products within this collection, but yeah, you shouldn't be showing pictures of other plushies that are not this product because you're like, oh wow, this one looks nice, let's try and buy it now. Well, they're gonna end up receiving this guy, not that guy. For me, it looks like your store is very much a drop shipping store. And I mean, drop shipping isn't bad, but you have to be careful with it in that you need it to come across as professional. So you've updated your title here, but I can tell from your URL here that this was definitely a drop shipped product. So I mean, like I can tell that because I have a lot of experience in Shopify, but there are ways to make it so that your products don't seem like drop shipped products, and that's something that you want to go about doing. One other thing I've noticed about your products is that there isn't much in terms of description, and this is going to hinder you in a couple different ways. One, because the customer themselves are not going to get much information. I mean, if they're already comfortable with Animal Crossing, perhaps they will. Maybe they're getting it as a gift for somebody who loves Animal Crossing and they don't know that much about your products, or maybe they just think that they're cute and want to get one. So you need to add a product description in there that makes sense. You can perhaps relate it to this plushie's role within Animal Crossing, or something else to that extent. You need to have some sort of description about what this product actually is. So make sure that you actually add that in here. So this description actually brings us to your website SEO. So if we take a look at this product, you'll notice that the product description, how it would be displayed on Google, is just, oh look, it's a Animal Crossing plushie that's 30 centimeters. You don't want that. So the title itself is fine. You might want to specify. I think this has, yeah, I guess it was just the Goldie plush. But in terms of the description, you need to make sure that this is properly oriented so that Google can understand it and make sure that you're getting traffic from the right kinds of people, so that you can get a lot of traffic to your store, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is the correct traffic. So there are three things with product SEO. Uh, there's keywords, there's length, and there's comprehension. So keywords, you want to try and see things from the customer's perspective in terms of, if I were trying to search for this on Google, what would I type in? What different keywords would I type in order to try and find this product? Second thing, length. You want to try and keep your description within 100 characters. You can go a little bit over, after which point Google doesn't put as much emphasis and it actually gets cut off in the description here. So try and keep it within 100 characters. The third thing is comprehension. So you can't just insert a whole bunch of keywords in a row. It has to make sense to your average person. So make sure that this is, an actual sentence or two that properly describes your product but has all those other things. That is going to help direct the correct traffic to your store. You need to go through all your products, scroll to the bottom of the page and the back end of your Shopify, click on Edit SEO, update the description. Make sure you do this for your products, otherwise you're not going to get the right type of traffic. Now let's take a look at your homepage SEO. So it's actually not too bad. You do have the correct title here. You might want to add something in like you know uh, Animal Crossing, gifts and apparel or something like that. It's really up to you, but it's nice to add it in the title there. Don't make it too long because you do have the description here. It looks like you do have a good description here. You might be able to add like a second sentence that you can include a couple more things, such as about the specific type of merchandise that you're selling. Things like, plushies, things like, uh, t-shirts, you have apparel, like merchandise and accessories, but those aren't very specific. So when you go to Google and you were to type in, okay, well I want to find this plushie or this t-shirt, well, plushie and t-shirt aren't in here. They aren't keywords in this descriptor. So you might want to update this so this is a little bit more specific to what customers would actually be searching for in Google. So I definitely recommend updating that. So there you go. That's Gyro Gifts. I hope that advice helps, and I hope that you can get a little bit more traffic, especially the correct type of traffic. Currently, Facebook ads are really good at getting out to the specific clientele that you're looking to get. That kind of seems to be the way to go these days. You might have to invest a little bit in ads, but make sure that you make the changes to your SEO as well as your product tags and the other, little tips and tricks that I just mentioned before you go about that, because you don't want to be spending money that's not going to give you revenue in the end. So, anyways, I hope that advice helps. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll catch you next time.